Hey, welcome everyone.
Good
How you
morning,
going,
good morning.
How you going, Stathi?
I'm going good. Sunday morning
Sunday morning. Oh,
and
coffee, coffee,
coffee.
coffee. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sundays, coffees. What more can you ask?
Any good? Is it good coffee? What sort of coffee is it?
Look, it's strong coffee. That's all I'm going to say.
Strong coffee. That's it. Super espresso with a double
Yeah,
shot.
that's what counts is that the flavor is there and it's nice and strong.
How is everyone today? My God. Hello, Alison. G'day, gorgeous. It seems that everyone else. Angelita. I was just going to say, you guys are so chatty in the comment section.
Good morning, Alison.
Ho.
Angelita, happy birthday, Angelita. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Good
Angelita.
morning, Rita.
Just as well we didn't load up the what was it? The Sunday show? What is it? Because it feels like Sunday. See, if we did a feels like Sunday show, then you would get the what is it? The But it's not the Sunday show, so we'll do you a free reading anyway, I reckon. Just because we
Good
like
morning,
you.
Marie.
Hey Marie, how you going? Welcome. People, if you could share us out, that would be much appreciated. I'm just about to do the same thing. Just about to share us out, and you'll have to. I'll mute my. Yeah, you can deal with it. Just sharing. Sharing is caring. I'll mute that.
How is everybody's, what are we, Saturday or Sunday? Most would be Saturdays then. It's tomorrow for you. Okay, well, I am in your tomorrow. As I said, Brooke and I, we are in your tomorrow, so it's actually pretty good so far. It's almost 10:30 a.m. here. 12 of March.
It is. What do you mean it's not Sunday where you are? It's Sunday where we are. So
What is it Saturday?
why is it like? How can? Who told you it was Saturday?
Yeah.
If it's Sunday now, how can it be Saturday now?
Because it's Sunday now, right?
It's Sunday now. It's not Sunday yet. I don't know. Alison. Sounds highly suspicious to me. So, people, if you could just share us out, I better do the same thing. I mean, I've done the same thing on my phone. I've just got to get into there. People, we got some freebies to give away. And for Angelina's birthday reading. Angelina, are you 21 again? That's it. But if you would like a guaranteed extended reading, I would say donate to the PayPal. I'll just put the PayPal link up. One sec. So that's all good. We have a few people too that pay it forward for exchange of energies, and that is much appreciated. It just shows that they've got a big heart and they're looking out for other people. No judgment, people. I'm not judging you. Going well if you want to. Not at all. Not at all. I'm not in judgment. Are you in judgment? Want to work on that? But that's okay. No one's perfect. Okay, so the link's up there, people. So if you would like a guaranteed reading, please donate. If you would not like a guaranteed reading, please donate. Otherwise, we know that you don't want a reading. Yeah. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I will start with a group reading for everyone. I'm just doing a couple of things on the computer because I'm like super organized. People have spiritual gifts. Mine's being, it's Sunday, man. It's Sunday. I'm like chilling and
required.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I'll get to it. So people, forever young, Angelita, why not? That's it. When it's your birthday, you don't want someone doing a read for you. Go, oh, you're an ancient soul. You're like, yeah, thank you. You rub it in. Like, you don't want that, do you? No, we want to be in our prime. When are they coming out with those light body beds that can just reset our light body back to the age of 21? I mean, we're supposed to live to the age of, what is it? 700 or something? 800? If they didn't milk us and poison us, we should live to that age, apparently. Okay, I'm almost organized. Super organized. Okay, I've got that organized. Then I've got to get into this. What is it doing? My computer is a little... Oh, there it is. I was going to say a little bit slow. Okay, almost there. People, I will start with a group reading for everyone. Take what resonates and what doesn't resonate.
Pastor Cindy.
Yeah, Sydney, or give it to Angelita for her birthday. So here, this doesn't resonate. You know, when someone gives you a present, you're like, yeah, what's that? Let's just give it to the next smug. I mean, the next beautiful person having a birthday. I'm just razzing you up, Angelita, because you can take it. Take it where? I'm not sure. Okay, group reading for everyone. Hey, Carly, how you going? G'day, Jan. Morning. What are you doing up at this hour? Sunday, you should be sleeping in, Carly. That's right, you've got kids. Don't they know how to use Netflix yet? Just lay the bowls out on the table the night before, Saturday night. A long life milk, the cereal. Okay, messages for the collective. People, at the moment we've got too much projection in the collective, too much projection on how things should be, too much projection on the way things were. Okay, how things are going to work out, The first card I've got for everyone is the Fox Spirit. Think on your feet, but this is inverted because the Fox Spirit will be in the moment and he'll make his decision based in the moment, in the present moment. But this card here inverted, saying we're not thinking on our feet, we're somewhere else. We're ahead of ourselves. And what happens is we start to miss what's in the moment. Okay, because we've got all these ideals. We think we're so worried about how things are going to turn out because we've got our lives planned. We've got our preferences as people. You know, the whole thing of gratitude is about letting. I mean, we have preferences, but not holding on to them. You know, someone offers you ice cream, and you prefer chocolate, and then they say we only got vanilla. Do you go, oh, or you go, oh, vanilla's nice too? Okay, we have preferences, but let's not be attached to them at the moment. Okay, because this takes us out of the moment. This takes us too far away from where we should be, where the action is. Okay, and the next card I've got for people is prosperity lies ahead and know your worth. People, we're selling ourselves short. This means we're going into the lower, we're spending too much time in the lower chakras at the moment, in the survival, in the sex survival, in the willpower. Okay, prosperity lies ahead. People, you've got to understand your true worth. Okay, so we're going to do that. People, when we're going about, we're going to have a look at what's coming into our heads, and we're going to understand, okay, where am I coming from? Am I coming from my heart space? Am I coming from my lower chakras? Am I coming from spirit? We can do this by analyzing our behavior and the way we think. But at the moment, people, we've got to know our worth. Prosperity lies ahead. Okay, we're going to stop worrying. But this is people getting out of their head and stop worrying at people, because you are true survivors. Okay, everything will happen, everything will unfold how it unfolds, and that will be okay. Okay, the next card I've got for the action card I've got for people is a believe in yourself. Okay, believe in yourself. Are you believing in the government? Are you believing in expectations from how other people should treat you, or are you believing in yourself? We've got to break free, people. It's time to break free. It's time to break free from that mental prison. We spend all that time in that mental prison going, oh, when this happens, when that happens, we all do it. Okay, we all do it. But we've got to pull ourselves back and into that heart space and go, let's just observe everything unfolding. Okay, and when we can believe in ourselves, that's when we can start coming from that heart space. We can start coming from that love space. And when we can start to do that, this is how the burden lightens. Okay, we just start to go into acceptance, and we're like, okay, everything, I'm happy. I choose to be happy. But people, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can do this. Okay, you got to believe in the fight. Okay, the fight, the battle of the mind, because this is where it is. This is the prison we're going to break free of at the moment. Okay, is this prison of the mind. Okay, but yes, look, and just because some things don't always go wrong, something happens in life. I got, look, the wasp spirit inverted. Sometimes life stings. Okay, sometimes thought stings. Sometimes, we go through all these things, and it doesn't matter, good, bad, right, or wrong. We've got to accept them for what they are. Okay, now if we focus on the negativity, guess what we're going to be? We're going to be negative. And we're going to pull our vibration down. But this is part of being accepting that, things don't always go the way we want them to. But that's okay. That's okay. It's just things unfolding. Where's the lesson? Is there something to learn? Okay. But we attach to that. We attach to the goodness. Like everything has to be. At the moment, this is just telling me, people, that, we just got to come to terms. We just got to come to terms with things can go. Things are just going to play out. And when we get so attached to, I want to be happy all the time, I want good stuff all the time, life is not like that. Life doesn't play out like that. Okay, and I've got the wasp spirit here saying, hey, look, life stings sometimes. We're just going to make peace with that and deal with it how we deal with it. Okay, but when our circumstances dictate our attitude and dictate our focus, then we're ruled by our circumstances, and then we're in that mental prison. Okay, so it's very important to break free at the moment. Okay, because until we can get that, until we can get out of our head and start accepting stuff, I got the snake spirit inverted. Time to heal. Why is it inverted? Because it's waiting for healing to come in. But until we can accept that life goes up and life goes down, and that's all part of it, until we can embrace that, okay, and believe in ourselves, we can't fully heal. Okay, because we get these ideals about things have to be rosy, and when they're not rosy, then we're sad. Why are we sad? Why do we have to be sad? Because we choose to be sad. We choose to grow onto that energy. Okay, so it's about the battle of the mind and coming from that heart space. And the last card I've got for everyone is it's time for the beginner's mind, the porcupine spirit. And this card is up the right way. The beginner's mind, people. Throw out what you think you know and start observing things for what they are. Okay? Because if our cup is full, we can't learn anything. Okay? So many people get into spirituality and it's like learn, fill up. And then they get stuck. They get stuck at a level for the rest of their life. Why? Because their cup's full. And it's about emptying our cup, not filling it up. It's about, it'll fill up by itself. We just keep emptying it. Fill up again, we empty it. Our cup fills up again, we empty it. It's about emptying. It's about stripping back. It's about shedding all the garbage that we've been taught, okay? And making that space for spirit to come in, for our higher self, our consciousness to connect and come in. And then we can learn. We've got to remain empty. That's the foundation. Okay, that was a great reading for everyone. I hope it helped. Take what resonates and what doesn't resonate. Give to Angelita or give to Cindy, which Cindy will give to Angelita anyway because it's her birthday. Have you got anything for the collective, Stathi?
You pretty much said it all. Be present. We tend to have our particular focuses, so be aware of what you're focusing on and where you're putting your energy. Understand the moment itself, and really, when I say understand the moment itself, when you can really go deep enough to understand what it is that you're feeling and not associate to it, and be present, where do you give your energy? Are you giving your energy to a particular focus? Is that what's draining you? So just be aware of what you're giving your energy to and be present while you're doing that as well. Bring your energy back to yourselves.
Okay, now we start the show with a number of destiny. So people, if it is destiny, if it's written in the stars, if your horoscope's aligned, or it's just a coincidence, even though there are no coincidences, we have a extended reading courtesy to give away from Healing with Stathi. Hello, Adam. You just popped in to get the number of destiny, did you? Just thought you'd just pop in, get the number of destiny, get a reading. See how it works. There you go, man. You're like some of your clients, Adam. You just, this is a free reading. I can smell it. So people pick a number between 50 and 70, and whoever gets the lucky number gets the lucky reading. Well, that's weird. Oh, there we go. No, it's between 50 and 70. $55, is it? Are you asking me, Carly? No, it's not 55. Have another crack at it. The power links should be in the show notes. Or I did pin it, didn't I? Pretty sure I pinned it. I can pin it again. No. Put it up for Cindy so she can. Okay. Okay, I'll put it in the comments. Yeah, don't donate yet, man. You might get the free reading. Oh, then you can pay the other reading forward that you donated for and just look like a legend. Let's go. Hey, that's how I roll. I pay it forward. Amy Brooke. That's half a good looking name, but scamming. Have another crack, people. Have another crack. Who gets the lucky number gets the lucky reading. $59. We got a race. Carly and Allison want that reading badly. Keep having a look. Hey, Leanne. Between 50 and 70, Leanne. Carly and Allison are like, don't tell her. Hey, Joanne. 64. Keep guessing, people. Keep guessing. Carly, Allison, really? You're supposed to be adults. It's supposed to be love and life. Have another guess, people. It's not 54. It's not 51. Rita! On the ball, Rita. On the ball. Okay, Rita. Okay, Rita. What are you holding on to, Rita? There's something that's playing in your mind. Okay. Something you're looking into, something you need to. It seems to be something occupying your mind, Rita, and you're just scratching at the surface level. Okay. Okay, and at the moment, I'm feeling is that it's time for you at the moment to dig deeper into your emotions, to start to have a look why you're feeling this way. Okay, why has this got you upset? And there's the obvious reason. This is where the lessons are. The lessons come from us exercising the right at the moment. Okay, when something plays on our mind, when something messes with our heart, okay, we got to go. We can do two things. We can look at the circumstance and we can make up all these stories. Okay, or we can look, what is there to learn? What am I not seeing? Okay, and it's time for you to just go really within in this current situation. Okay, because I see patterns going around and around and around and around, and it's time that we there's no way around it. We can continue to do this, and we can stay stuck in the same patterns, which will give us much of the sameness, and then we, a year down the track, we're still going through similar stuff because we haven't seen the pattern, or we haven't learned what the true emotions are behind it. But at the moment, I've got the first card I've got for you is time to the Swan Spirit. Time for a deep dive. And then all around, I've got all these inverted cards saying, release the old, see things from a higher perspective. Okay. But the positive thing is down the bottom of your main pile, I've got the bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. But you know what? It comes from you diving deep into your emotions and understanding what's really going on. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I going in these patterns? Why does this keep coming in? Why does this keep coming into my mind? So we do cord cutting, we do all sorts of things, but cord cutting or not, these things will have power over us until we start to see them really for what they are. Okay, and when we dive deep, this is about getting past our own wounding, putting ourselves in the other people's shoes, seeing things from their perspective, because we're all one. And when we can truly start to see other people as ourselves, then our perception grows. And then we start to understand what people are going through and where they're at. Doesn't mean we have to fix them, but it helps us understand ourselves. And by us understanding ourselves, helps us to let go. Because we see other people, we see their garbage, and we haven't got attachment to it because we're not them. But when we can get out of that judgment, then it helps us to get out of judgment of ourselves. And the moment there's something there's something you're not seeing at the moment. Okay, and it seems to be playing in your mind. And the more we feed it, the more it closes down your heart. And the more we close down our heart, the more it closes down our perspective. Okay, and it makes it hard to see. It makes us hard to see the big picture. But at the moment, you're being asked to open your heart. Okay, and if you just have to pump love forward into the situation, say, okay, instead of hanging on to this crap, start to focus on love. Start to open that heart in love. Okay, spirit will show you something. Yourself will show you something. You'll start opening you up inside. Because we don't, all these things happen and we hold on to stuff and we relive them in our mind. And all we end up doing is shutting ourselves down. We shut ourselves down from the big picture. We shut ourselves down from the big perspective. And at the moment, you're shutting yourself down. You're feeding something that's shutting yourself down. And it's not about what they're doing or what you've been through. It's about your acceptance at the moment. Accepting things for what they are. And just coming to peace with it. Okay? Just coming to peace with it. Because it's got so many cards saying see things from a higher perspective. Big picture, big picture, big picture. These are all inverted. Hanging on to the past, shutting your heart down. And it's hard. Okay? When we just want to go to a reader that says, "Oh, how things are going to turn out." Oh, that's better. That's kiddie shit. We got to move past that. We got to know ourselves. We got to open ourselves up. Okay? So this is really about you exploring at the moment, going deep, deep, deep inside of yourself and understanding. Because there's stuff that you want to say. There's stuff that you're not speaking. Are you meant to speak it? Are you meant to say it? Does it matter? What matters is that you understand what's going on from that heart space. Because as you can see these people around you as yourself, then we're able to understand and open that compassion within inside of us. And when we can do that, that compassion comes to us as well on ourselves. So us going around looking everywhere else, all we're doing is making it harder for ourselves. Okay, and you're making it harder for yourself at the moment. And you don't want to close yourself down. You want to be open. You want to shine that heart. You want to guide that heart. Okay. Your last card is the great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. We go all this for a reason, is so it can show us, to open our heart, to clear out, to get out of judgment. Why? So we can be nice people? No, so we can be nice to ourselves. So we can understand ourselves. Because then all that other stuff will start to fall into line. Okay? I hope that's helped you, reader.
Good morning, Ray. Ray, do you have a lot of pressure around your head? Some squeezing your head. Your focus. That's where your main. What you're focusing on at this moment is not benefiting you. You're holding back. You're trying to please and satisfy everybody around you. Stop that. You already know that. It doesn't matter how many times. Let's tell you this. When you walk into a building, at the bottom is the lobby, and everything's happening there. Two people walk into the lobby. One person goes up to the first floor. The person that went up to the first floor will start to say things very differently. They'll come back to the lobby and start to speak to the other person and tell them what was up on the first floor. The other person on the first floor, on the lobby will not understand until they get up there. But unless they're willing to go up there, they're not really going to understand what you're seeing at this moment and why you want to express the way that you want to express. Stop trying to, I will say stop with this one. Stop trying to tell or explain to others what it is, what's right for you. Is it right for you? Act it out, do it. Others will not like it, doesn't matter. It's not up to them what is right for you. Start speaking. You're speaking, but you're speaking more to satisfy others. You stop, so bring your satisfaction back to you, bring your focus back to you. Throat chakra is a little bit out, but mainly your the pressure in your head is what I pick up the most. Heart chakra is fine. I can feel your heart chakra. You have so much to give to others, but you're not giving enough to yourself, and it sort of feels more heavy than anything else. Take time. Again, I'll always say this to you. Bring your focus back to you and take time for yourself. Speak that which is right for you. And if the other doesn't understand it, it's not meant to. But as long as it's clear for you and you know why you're offering them what you're offering them. Some good times coming up, but there's going to be a little bit of heaviness with what's coming as well. So just keep yourself focused, be in the present.
We're good?
Thanks, Rita. I've told you plenty, Rita. Rita, I'm going to be up at Frankston in a couple of weeks, soonish. 23rd, I think it is. Don't take me.
Okay. Angelina, are you still there?
Sorry, I don't understand. My new grandson.
Big grandson.
Grandson. I'll see you there, Rita. You can contact me anytime. Whenever.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Rita.
Okay, who's why is my I'm trying to share this? It's not coming up. Okay. Angelina, are you still there? Did you want a birthday? Did you want a birthday?
Angelina wasn't, but can you focus from the perspective of watching the timelines? Reverse your perspective, go inwards and look at it from the inwards point where it's one that sees the differences. These are all timelines. Come to the top here and look at them. But pay attention to up here, being aware of them. They're all happening at this moment, unfolding as you're aware of them. That's occurring there. This is occurring here. Just be aware of them both occurring, but keep yourself centered. Allow them to unfold, and this is the observing aspect of it.
Angelina, are you here?
She's at work.
Is she?
Yeah, she's working, listening.
Oh, okay. On her birthday.
Yeah, well, it's not a birthday.
It's a name day?
She's yesterday. Remember, she hasn't really caught up to us yet.
Ah, so tomorrow that doesn't exist.
Is today. She's yesterday, Saturday. We're Sunday.
So
he's jumping.
Oh yeah,
he's jumping timelines as well.
I get it. Okay, so if we're Sunday and you say it's your birthday, but it's Saturday where you are, bad luck.
Well, it's the 12th. You see, her birthday's on the 12th, and it's the 12th today, but she's in the 11th.
She's in the 11th.
11th.
Okay, yeah. It's not that I don't understand it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
It really doesn't matter. It's just a time process. Right now, she's right in this moment as we all are.
So it's an opportunity to stir.
Oh, of course it is.
Poke a stick at her. Poke a stick. Okay. I have a reading to give away courtesy of the lady with a big heart and the kick-ass boots. So whoever loves Cindy, who would like a reading?
It's not about controlling timelines. When you observe something that has already occurred, because that's what timelines are, unless we go dimensional. In dimensional, though, what we're observing at that moment will be what is occurring dimensional. Timelines are to observe because they have occurred. There's lessons in them. What we tend to do is get to a point where we're able to see the stream a little bit clearer, and we see where each timeline joins. As you see it, it is one string, and it's that which is observing, which is more important. But those timelines, can they be changed? Perspective of what has unfolded can be changed. Other than that, it is what it is. So every dimension is exactly that. If you can jump into a dimension, a different dimension at this moment, what you're observing is exactly what is occurring as you are observing it. The key to it is being aware of this moment. What we control is being present. Once one controls what is occurring in the moment itself, and it's not really controlling, one controls oneself. Because what we do is we're in automatic auto mode. We are not really thinking for ourselves. This is what the programming is. People just reacting. But when you can stop yourself from associating to anything and center yourself in the moment and watch the moments unfold, that's where the control in itself is, because you're actually a little bit further than observation of the moment. That which is observing the moment is capable of shifting energies in a particular way. The right questions. As you bring yourself to this moment right now and observe, it's what you're observing is separate to the observer. What you're observing is an experience, and you can be in the moment aware of the experience, or you can be in the moment observing an experience. Depends on the depth that one can go to. I'll leave you with this because I'll get Brooke to continue. Adam, when you can get to this point now, acknowledging that what is occurring, if you can turn yourself around and start to observe that which has already happened. The observation is that which has occurred. The observer is that which is controlling at a different level to what is understood normally. Come to the present. They right here, knowing that the only thing that you have is the observation of what was, and being aware that that which could possibly be is unknown. As you're in this moment of unknown and observing of what was, centering oneself, so unknown, known, center. In that center itself, as you bring yourself there, do not think, but start to listen and observe, because when you start to hear and observe at the same time, listen to vibration, it will actually start to line oneself up. Don't focus on what's coming from up, down, focus from in here, vibrating outwards, which is resonating the body, because this is where we are. Da shiunta mak awanoi tiumak ioson. Ai kiotuna aha. Nikotula ushanas. The paradox is observed, and when one can observe that which is called the paradox, one opens up from within. That which is within is controlling that which is observed. But we do not consciously control. We allow the moment to unfold for what it is, being aware of it. And yes, as it's unfolding and one is aware, one can steer oneself in a direction which is more beneficial. But all directions are beneficial. But there are those which are a little bit more than others. Now, yeah, I felt you come on as well. And
Angelina. Angelina. Are you still there, Angelina? Are we waiting around for your birthday now? So it's your birthday where you're at. I don't know where to watch.
that's why I don't consider myself to be spiritual. You see, it's all a paradox. The paradox itself. So what we've actually done is, we haven't done anything. We've been educated. Look, doesn't matter what anyone says, we have been educated. And the moment we acknowledge what an education is, it's a language. And once we acknowledge what a language is, it's a program. And once we acknowledge what the program is, we become our own virus. We are the virus in the program, and this program itself is breaking apart. It's not about doing anything, it's literally understanding oneself without that which we have been told. As you understand who you are without using any part of the alphabet or the language that you have, you will know exactly what it is. Siot. That's right. Be aware of things that need to be done. Do not plan to do them. Know that they're going to be done at the particular time, exactly as it's unfolding at that moment.
Angelita.
Okay, Ray. Thank you. I sort of picked up something there, yeah. Angelita, I'll continue until you jump on.
Yeah, because if you control the timelines, I mean, you basically just write a book. Put me on the timeline when I win the lottery. You'd be a bestseller. You wouldn't even need to win the lottery.
In my opinion, spirituality, Adam, look, it really comes down to what I keep saying to everyone, and I'll add this to you, state it again, and I'll keep repeating this because this to me makes more sense than anything else. What did you know before you were educated will not answer with your education. You see, it doesn't matter which word you speak, what action, what thought comes to mind right this moment. It is part of the education. It has created the word and has created its association. What is spirituality? Well, in actual fact, spirit or psyche, as everybody keeps speaking about, I'm psychic. We're all breathers. Psychic means to breathe, breath, dao. Our breath. That is what it is to be spiritual. We all are, in a sense, spiritual. We all breathe. That which we breathe is what we are. Thou, we are the one. Thou, breath. Om Dakio Matin. Deon. Yeah, he did forgive me, so that's his fault.
Okay. Okay, is Angelita, are you still there? Are you still there, Angelita? Probably just needs a coffee. Angelita. Ah, you're here. Angelita, how are you going? How are you going? Okay. Birthday reading for Angelita. Okay, Angelita, at the moment, look, it's all, everything's there, everything's ticking along, everything's going how it should be for you at the moment. Okay, but the resistance on your behalf, it seems to be at the moment, look, is where the mind's going. Okay, you're moving in and out of the moment, you're getting distracted, the distractions are coming along. You don't have to wait. The distractions are coming along all over the place at the moment. Okay, so at the moment, it's about you looking into the patterns of your mind. Okay, where your focus is going. Okay, it's all about breaking routines at the moment. Okay, because you seem to be stuck in patterns. Okay, and then you go, well, and then we just go into more constructs. Okay, so what's happening at the moment is you're bringing in another construct. Like, okay, if I think positive or I think this and I think that, and then, okay, you're shifting. But at the moment, it's about letting go of that. It's about stripping everything back. stripping everything back to nothing, Angelita. Okay, and becoming present in that moment, and present without constructs. Okay, because the mind's full. We have all these ideas about spirituality, and at the end of the day, it's about dumping all that, throwing it all out the bloody window, and just being present in the mind and observing. And at the moment, there's too much stuff that's full. Okay, it's all within inside of you. Okay, but at the moment, I've got the pig spirit. Use your mind wisely. That's inverted. That means you're all over the place, whether it be belief systems or the way you think things should be, or this just think positive manifest stuff. Okay, look, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, things are what they are. Okay, and we've got to. It's almost like you're trying to take things. It feels like you're trying to do things. Things are so seriously. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. Your spiritual trying to move forward. Things are so serious. Okay, and it's about being playful and being in that moment and just letting go of all this pushing, all this wanting. I want to be here. I want to be there. I want to. I want to grow too, and I'm on the path to enlightenment too. Okay, but what happens is with one eye, it will take twice as long. With one eye on the destination, it only leaves one eye on the path to navigate. Okay, so it just feels like you're pushing too hard, and it's like it's time to release the mind and just be present. Just leave everything down. And I got the Lord take charge with authority. So this is the universe saying, hey, look, time to take charge of your mind. Time to take charge of your routines. Time to just let it all go and be present. Okay, I got the porcupine spirit here. Time for the beginner's mind. Okay, because we get caught in our own patterns. And what happens is we have bad patterns, and then we train ourselves in other patterns. And then it comes a time where that pattern no longer serves us, and we're going to get rid of that. And it feels like that you've come to one of those stages where, okay, this has taken you as far as you can go in that direction or that direction. It's time to just strip it back to the basics at the moment, because I've got the Traveler's card, move in a new direction. That's inverted. Time to rise up, reclaim your power. All these cards are inverted. So it's time to let go and just be. Okay? Just be aware of your patterns. Be aware of the moment. And just let everything unfold. And when you can create that emptiness in your mind, that emptiness, that space, new stuff's going to drop in, and new stuff's going to unfold. But we got to shed. We got to shed. There's stuff that you need to shed at the moment. Okay. It just feels like you're pushing too hard in an area, and it's really, for you, it's about being in the moment and being in that mind and noticing the distractions and pulling yourself back into that clear space, that oneness at the moment. Okay, because that's where everything is. So it's all shedding for you at the moment. I hope that's helped you.
And Angelina, I always feel the same for you. Always want to be there. Happy birthday again for tomorrow. Yeah, your base chakra is out. That could also be because you're focusing at this moment. What's going on? Who do you need to say something? Or you having? It's either at work or at home. So it's somewhere where you're spending a lot of time. You need to speak. Both chakras, so your blue and red's a little bit out. You already know a lot of things for yourself. You already know where your focus is. You know where you want your focus. Can you do that? Can you actually do that? Can you keep your focus to what you want instead of what you need to be doing? Because at this moment, there is that need to be doing, which you can appreciate where you are. But yeah, uh, be in the present. You already know all this. Be in the present. Stay present within yourself, appreciating what it is, and also knowing that if you don't say no to something, it is going to create a aspect. So you need to say no to what you don't want and yes to what it is. So you can be more at peace with yourself. Again, it feels like there's a little bit of a pattern that I'm picking up. Satisfying others is good. It's always nice to care about others, but if we don't care about ourselves and we don't take care of ourselves, it doesn't matter how much we care about others. We're going to actually not be able to do what we need to do. Take care of yourself, Angela. Bring the focus back to yourself. Time's coming. Shifts are occurring. The more we're centered, the more we're present, the more we'll feel what is shifting and how it's shifting. And it's not about knowing a story that goes with the shift. It's about being aware how the energies are changing around us constantly. And the more we're aware of what is shifting around us, we could actually be aware of ourselves as well, how we play a part in this shift that is occurring at this moment. So that's where we need to be, and that's where you need to be. Work on your base chakra, work on your throat chakra, do some clearing in your solar plexus as well. Your heart is good because your heart is actually a really good space to be in. It's always in the right place, and it also shows as well because you've got that look that shows that you're in a good space. But you cannot deceive others because when you're in a low energy, that shows as well. I hope that's helped you. But it's always with you and Gilletta, it's more about you have a world at this moment around you that you need to keep the focus on, and that's sort of more of your distraction than anything else. But it does need to be taken care of. So don't stop yourself doing what you're doing there, but take time and center yourself. Your tomorrow, yeah, my today, your Sunday, your birthday, yeah, just do everything that you want to do and enjoy and just be there. Thank you, Angela. As we think, we shall see. You see, we all think, but the real issue is that the thinking, and the thinking, Adam, is more about, okay, how do we think? Think about the words that you're using when you're thinking. Think about the words, all the words that you're using when you're thinking, that itself is energy, and the thought process itself is creating the reality. Because humanity itself has one thought program, because that's all they do. They listen to their boxes that tell them what to do. They've all got the same thought, mass or the collective thinks the same, stronger energy. Don't allow the words to dictate. Be aware of the words. Don't let the words use you. Use the words. And when I say don't let the words use you, it will be as simple as asking you, how do you know who you are? Well, it's not about me being right. I don't ask to be right. I state what I see. And if you are going to say that the words that I'm speaking right this moment can explain everything, then those words have control because they'll only allow you to see what the words are. Being that we only have the words that we have been given to create reality, the reality we are creating is what we remember. What we remember is what is present right this moment. That memory is what's created the moment that we're in right this moment. As we're aware of it, we allow the moment without any expectations to be. What will it be? Well, at what point can you get to that state of no expectations and acceptance and appreciation of what is presented, with never knowing what it is until it's been presented? So no thought to what it is. Don't think. Thinking creates what we have. There is a difference once we go backwards and see how we were educated. That that which has been educated, not the education. Who is it that got educated? And don't use your education to understand that. The education cannot explain the educated. The experience cannot explain the experiencer. The word cannot explain the speaker. And in the moment, Adam, there is never a right or wrong. It just is. Right and wrong only exists in our education. Again, as we understand why we use the words that we're using, they are just a tool. Someone has said what wrong is. Someone has said what right is.
So we are reality, and ultimately we don't control reality. Well, trying to control reality is an attachment to what we believe what is.
If we look at reality in the sense of, let's say our experiences are the string, and I use this a lot, we're the bead. And reality is the string, and the string is going through the bead. Just be the bead. Allow reality to run through you. That's being the moment, just watching it unfold. Instead of trying to stop it or do something to it, it's just unfolding. This is what is unfolding. We're here to experience. What are we experiencing? Well, at this moment, we're experiencing a collective creation. This is the reality that we have. It's a collective reality. Now, what is beyond this collective reality? Well, at this moment, it's acknowledging what this reality is and how it's created, and understanding that in the moment, it's been created because we're thinking this way. In a sense,
Pretty much.
correct. Yes. It's the deeper you go, as you question, I question words. I want to know what words mean. That understanding this aspect of it is, okay, we have a word. Someone has said that this word, remember, school, this is the best way to put it. You have a picture, there's a picture, and all of a sudden they say to you, or they give you a word if you like, here's a word, and let's say dog, and then they give you a picture, or cat, and here's your picture. They create an image and they put an association to it. They give us everything, they tell us. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, far from it. It's not about right or wrong. It is about, how do I know it? Well, in a sense it is, yes, it's a belief. How do I believe? Why do I believe? Where did I learn this belief? Why did I associate to this belief? Understanding all that aspect of it, okay, well, I'm associating to something. How did I come to know it? Well, do I really know it? No, I believe it. I can associate it. How can it assist me, though? So to understand what a tool is and how to use a tool afterwards is very different. But most people don't understand that the education that we have is just a tool. Yes, manipulated to its core. There is no, things have been altered drastically. We've been educated to focus externally and not go internally. And when we go internally, there's something completely different to what we understand as the word internal and external. We see things at a perspective that shifts what we understand reality to truly be. In the moment, what we see and how it unfolds, there is that point of there is nothing before there is something. To see it at that level, one needs to go really deep within. My belief, I don't have a belief. I have a language that I use to express something. That which I see has not been spoken. I do not have words to express what it is. All I aim to do is show you the words that we use in the education or the programming, what you do with that. When you understand yourself for who you are, not what you've been told, well, that itself is where you are and your truth. My truth is my truth. I don't require anyone to convince me my truth is or isn't. So it's getting to that point. Yes. And so it's removing that which we have learned. Once you remove that which you have learned, what is left? Who learned it? We have all these words that we use, but who is it that is? This is where I state, what did you know before you were educated? Do not use your education to answer the question. Can your mind wrap that? Can you get around that? Remove that which you have learned. Go to your core, to that which is, what is the observer, if you would like. Yeah, it'll be interesting. You're in London, aren't you? England. Yes, no? Yeah.
Imperial pints, the real ones. Look, Adam, at the moment, okay, there's a lot of stuff coming up from you. A lot of stuff coming up for you. That's okay. Okay. It's a time for healing, but it just feels like there's a lot at the moment. There's a lot coming up with everyone at the moment. Okay. There's a big shift. Okay. It's time, like, for everyone. This is when these are the days where we need to spend the most time going within. Okay. Because there's a lot of there's frustration. Things aren't you're not where you think you should be, or you not so much you think. The world's just a bit of a disappointment at the moment. Okay. It's, and all I've got here in front of me is just saying time to let go, man. Time to let go. Time to let go of our beliefs. Time to let go of what we think what is. As Stathi was saying, just be the bead and just observe at the moment, because this is a healing time for you at the moment. But at the moment, it feels like there's indecision, and the universe just wants you to surrender it. Just wants you to let go. Stop worrying about what you need to do in the future, how you want things, how we need things, what timelines. It's just all these cards say, just let go, man. Just let go. Because it's about stripping yourself down to the core at the moment. Okay. And coming to that oneness, coming present at the moment. The main action card I've got for you is the Knight. Be brave and honest. And this is when, the more we learn, the more we realize we don't know. Okay, it just feels like that you're coming into new information, and you're having revelations, but at the same time, you've just got to let it go. Okay, this is all part of the process at the moment. Okay, stuff's coming up at the moment. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to open. I'm feeling a dulled heart at the moment, and this is hard. We get those days. Time to sit with it. Time, we have all these ideals of how we want these wants. We want the partner, we want the house, we want this, we want that. Okay, the more we hold on to those things, the more we miss what's happening in the moment. And like most people's readings, this is a time now where the universe is saying, become present. Become present. It doesn't matter what we know. Doesn't matter what we think we know. Become present and be the observer. And that's really important for you at the moment. This is a test. This is a commitment. Spirit wants to see how much you're going to tune in. But there seems to be too much holding on to stuff at the moment. It's time just to sit with yourself, man, and go within and go show me. Show me. Become present and show me. Because this is supposed to be for everyone at the moment. This is the big, and for you, the medicine guardian, be opening the healing information. This is the biggest healing time for all of us. But when we've got our ideals, when we've got our expectations of what we want and how things should work out, the tighter we grip, the more it just falls through our hands. This is about letting go for you at the moment, Adam. It's about letting go and just focusing on that heart space. Okay, don't worry about people's beliefs. Don't worry about Stathi's beliefs. Don't worry about the guy down the road's beliefs. Don't worry about your customers' beliefs. Just center that heart and understand that we're all one. Okay? Because there seems to be, the heart's closed down. So there's something that you're not seeing, but the spirit wants you to let go, wants you to push through by letting go of everything, all beliefs, all concepts. Okay, doesn't want you to work it out, just wants you to sit with it in that clear, empty space and feel. Okay, that's really important for you at the moment, because we get too caught up in the game, in the development, in moving forward, in trying to understand. And it will become clearer when you let go and just become empty. There's some stuff that wants to just come up and just wants to get dealt with. Okay? That frustration, it's just a distraction. That frustration is the separateness at the moment. When the frustration comes up, that's the separation, that we separate ourselves from going inside our head and trying to work things out. That's the ego. Usually that comes when our egos try to pose as that inner still voice, and we do it to ourselves all the time. Okay? It's time to just sit with that quiet, small voice. Okay? Be at home. Be at home and sit within. Empty the table. Clear off the table and just sit. And let it's magic do the work. Okay? This is a healing time for you. So it's not external, it's internal. And when we truly do this, we've got to, you know how it goes. We've got to strip ourselves back to nothing. No beliefs, no this, no that. Okay? Because it just feels like that you don't know which direction to go. Well, you've got, so this is when the other aspect of ourselves steps in and goes, oh, well, you got to be doing this, you got to be doing that, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that, I got to be reading this, I got to be okay? Throw all that out the window at the moment and just sit with yourself. Just focus on that heart space, because there's information that wants to come in and it can't come in at the moment. Okay? And your last card is transformation is beautiful. Okay, I hope this helps you.
Yes, that's correct. Adam, bring your focus to your heart chakra. Sit for a moment. Bring your focus to your heart chakra. Let's focus on your heart chakra. Now I want you to bring your focus to your breathing. Take a deep breath in and release. Now listen. You are observing right this moment. The observer itself is at a point of just listening, and that's what it is. Listening to noise. What we see is actually noise. And we set our focus on a particular point of the noise that is before us. Be aware that you are observing, but you are not what you are observing. Be aware that you are listening, you are not what you're hearing. Be aware that you are feeling, but you are not what you feel. To look for peace, we do not look for peace, we are peace, aware of the noise around us. Center yourself. Bring your focus to your sacral. Bring your focus to yourself and just keep it there. The noise around you will always be there. The noise is like the ocean. You are the center. You're in a little submarine, a little bubble. This is where peace is. We are peace. We don't need to look for it. Be aware of the noise. Do not associate with the noise. Do not focus on the noise. As you focus on a point or whatever you focus on, you're giving it energy. You create a connection with it. You'll pick up everything that's which you're focusing on is carrying. Learn to disconnect. Cut your cords. You deal with a lot of people. Cut cords constantly. Bring your focus to your solar plexus. Bring your focus back to your heart chakra. Bring your focus to your third eye area, just to your forehead, to the front and the outside, looking inwards. What you're observing, what you see within your mind, observe it, and that's it. Do not hold on to it. You can create a story if you choose, and more than likely you'll actually create the right one. To be able to just flow with the situation is not holding on to any particular moment, allowing it to come, allowing it to go. As you become aware of the noise and knowing that you are not the noise, but the experiencer of that noise, will start to be more and more comfortable and easier to center oneself. At this moment, you're just, there's a lot going on and you are being bombarded with energies left, right, and center. Your aura's actually got heaps of stuff coming towards it, but it's very clear. You're very clear with your chakras, but to the uncertainties that are surrounding us at this moment are having a huge effect on many of us, especially those who are very in tune with what's going on, because there is a lot of confusion that's happening. The best thing to do is be aware of it, but don't focus too much on it. The more you focus on it, the more you're drawn into it, the more you look in, the deeper you get into it, the more you'll start to absorb, and the body will actually react to it subconsciously. Be consciously aware of where you are, what you're doing at every moment. If you get pulled into somebody's story, be aware that's what's occurring and don't make it your story. Just distinguish the difference between who you are and knowing who you are, not what you've been told, and what you are picking up on. Because I feel that you're picking up on a lot more than what you have been for a very long time. There's a lot more happening there. So bring yourself back to your center. Don't focus on the external world. It's all happening at the same time. Don't worry about that. Just keep yourself here. always in the heart chakra. And yes, we are regurgitating the same stuff. Because this is what it is. There is we can go and speak about dramas and we can deal with the dramas themselves, but why? And then we can look at many different stories to keep us preoccupied. But at the core of it, it's one story. Just a lot of people creating a lot of different aspects of it. Find your story, see your story, and you'll see everybody else's story. Your true story, not the belief. You already know so much. I mean, to say you need to do this or need to do that. I mean, you're advising people. You're constantly advising people. So, yes, we're here to support each other and to assist each other in whichever level we can. And those that are more in tune will connect, and the time is coming. We just need to. A lot of things I don't like saying, but all I need to say is just patience. Patience. It is patience. Keep it. Look, if we were to speak about different steps on a ladder, each step sees the bottom step, and the higher you start going and you start looking back, you'll see a particular pattern. That pattern is occurring, and it can be seen. What we see as a negative, we need to remove what we have associated things. Everything is happening exactly, and I do mean exactly. There is nothing out of place. When you're in the moment observing, you see it unfolding. It's not right, it's not wrong, it just is. How we fit into this timeline at this moment, just remove what you believe, because deeper than that is where you actually are. And there you have the actual answer for yourself, because it is the observation aspect of it which will give you more of the answers that you have been seeking for a very long time. It's not external. It's not a thought. It's not even a feeling. But it's closer to an awareness. And the energy of the awareness itself will distinguish the difference between the belief and the knowing. And when you can truly say to yourself, I know I don't know, that's where you are. The rest of it, as it's observed. Thank you, Adam.
Okay. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
It's like that.
It is.
Hey, Adam, if you just want to sit back and chill, get onto some Ram Dass. He's all about enlightenment, man. There's some good stuff.
Adam, what I will say to you, I do speak out of my experiences. It has taken me 23 years to get to a point where I can actually express the words that I'm comfortable with listening to and simplifying it the best way that I can. I don't aim to make things difficult. All I'm aiming to do is make things as simple as I can possibly make it. The energy that we are, if you would like, or something beyond that point, when don't people associate. So this is the part I like. Don't associate to anything. We can experience everything. We are experiencers. We are not what we're experiencing. If you can work with that level itself, that's what you're experiencing cannot have control over you, because you choose to experience certain things. But be the experiencer. Focus on being the experiencer and not the experience. allow the experience to be what it is, then move on to a next experience. As you start adapting to that aspect, you can start bringing yourself to the moments and allowing the moment to unfold, always experiencing the moments for what it has to offer. And what the moment is offering is a lot more than every aspect of one's life and history itself can offer.
Okay. Okay, if you would like reading, you can donate for guaranteed, or I have another free one to give away from Cindy, courtesy of Cindy. So pick a number between a 1 and a 20, and who gets the lucky number will get the lucky reading. So that'll be Cindy.
And never above, never below, side by side. You're good. Never above. No interest in being above anybody. I see everybody as equal. I know something that I cannot express, but I do know that everyone I speak to, I only ever speak to myself.
Yeah, I've been through that, Adam, and when you come from that heart space and you start trying to see others people as you know, as they're the same as you, and you can just, everyone's just going through their stuff. And so when you come from that place of love, we're all one. And if I'm speaking to Stathi, I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. You can come into that love space where everything is oneness, and then that starts to fall away. It was a real eye opener for me. Seeing everyone as myself.
When we get a chance, when look, it took a long time to translate it for myself even. Yes, I can see things very differently, and I did see them differently. I was able to reverse things and look at things from within outwards. That which was looking is what I came to become aware of, what I am aware of, the observer, if you like. It's not that one becomes aware of the observer, but it's a little bit more than that. The observer, there's no two observers, there's no three observers. There's one observer at different points, different perspectives. We're all the perspectives of the observer. You are just part of the observer, just like everybody else is. Where my chocolates, Angelo?
Yeah. Was that strategic, Angelo?
We're just parts of the wholeness. You are a different perspective of the wholeness as everybody else is. And the observer or source or whatever word you want to use to describe it, I don't care what word you use. That itself is what is using you at this moment as it's using me and everybody else that exists in this moment. And everybody exists in this moment right now. We are human and we're here to experience being human to its fullest potential and not what we believe and not what these assholes all this time have been telling us. We are not weak. We are so strong. Their greatest fear is who we are when we realize that their education has prevented us from seeing who we truly are. Look beyond what you've been educated with. Look beyond what you believe. And within yourselves, they fear that. They are aware. By the way, I am the ego. I'm the fullest, biggest ego you can imagine. So to understand what the ego is as well, one embraces the ego, for without the ego, you will not see who I am. What is ego that understands, ego that speaks, ego that listens, ego in itself that experiences what it chooses to experience. Once you break the programming, the ego doesn't exist anymore, neither does anything else. And that which does exist knows exactly what the program is. Yes.
Yeah.
What did you know before you were educated? Do not answer with the education, for the education is itself the program. If you answer the question with your education, you're just reprogramming yourself. They have taught us how to. Remember, guys, the words, listen to them. We spell words out to create sentences. Think about it.
Breaking those attachments.
Applies to everyone present. What are you attached to? Break that attachment. What are your habits? Break them.
What, like the drinking coffee?
We are. There's the, do not dismiss your individuality. Do not dismiss your perspective and your experiences. So we will never experience, we can do exactly the same thing. Your experience will always be different to mine. We can look at the same thing. You'll see different to what I see. That is the wholeness perspective, which is many perspectives. That which is sees everything. It is unlimited eyes that sees constantly everything that is occurring at different angles, if you'd like. If you look at the body, just using this as a bit of fun, the body itself is the camera that Source is using, and you're just at different locations which Source is using to look at it, experience, understand what's going on at that point. Everywhere at the same time, not tomorrow, not yesterday, not 2 minutes away, just now.
It's interesting. Like, we all seem to be. This is the ego's getting shattered at the moment. That's the whole point of this, of things shifting. And I had a dealing with one of my brothers, and he's holding so strongly onto his narrative that he's moved into fascism.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way he can justify his narrative. And it was strange, and it was hard for me at first. And I'm like, wait a sec, he's just experiencing his own thing. It's okay. Still love him.
When we look at, this is respectfully to everybody. When we look at a letter, the letter itself has as many steps, if you like. Say it's got 13 steps on it. Not everybody is on the same steps. It doesn't mean they're not on the same ladder, though, because that's where we all are. We're all on the same ladder. As we expand, and I'm not interested in steps or layers, because when you get to a point, you don't see steps or layers, although we use that as an analogy to get to a certain point. It is a wholeness, and what we are doing is literally expanding our consciousness. And as we expand our consciousness and embrace what this expansion is, which is embracing everything at the same time, that's the consciousness. That's the expansion of it. In that expansion is a different way to see things. We see things in one particular way, but as we open our mind, and that's what it means, opening one's mind, as we open our mind, we start to see things differently. We accept it to be different, and we move on, because then from that point onwards, everything is different. It is part of the experience. Yes, it's part of the human experience, having an ego. Now, Yeah, listen to the words, Adam, as well. Are you what you have? Now listen to the words. You have something. I give you something, there you have it. Are you that? You can have it. You can see it. Are you what you see? Are you what you hear? You can hear.
That's like the ladder was a good analogy. That's why we be present where we're at, because otherwise if we're looking up to the future, we see all these people that are above us. It makes us feel we should be somewhere else. And then we look down and then we see all the people below us. Then we have an inflated sense of ourselves. So important to bring it into check. Okay, Alison, how are you going, gorgeous? Alison, I can focus on my heart. Alison, could you just bring yourself into your heart space, love? This is good. This is good, Alison. Lessons. Okay. We're all going through it. Oh, wait a sec. Sorry, someone's. Sorry, Alison, one sec. Sorry, coffee. It's not that you're not a milk throttler. Thank you, bro. Cheers. Alison, things are perfect for you at the moment. When I mean perfect, this is just part of the process. Okay? Okay, the longer we hold on to things, the longer we focus on how things should be, the more resistance we create for ourselves. Okay, we all know where we want to be. Okay, but you're still looking. At the moment, there's a lot of there's a lot of negativity. There's more. You seem to be putting more burden on yourself. There's negativity that you're being too hard on yourself at the moment. Okay, and this is just creating resistance. Okay, because from your perspective, there's certain things that are get slipping further and further out of your grasp. But you know what? That's okay. We're here just to bring that focus back. Okay, we're all going through stuff, and at the moment, you're being too hard on yourself. And the more energy you put into being too hard on yourself, the less energy that's going into seeing what's around you and what's happening. Because it feels like that. This is the time where the stuff is coming. This stuff is coming up for you at the moment, okay? And we're not always going to like what I see. And then the ego is going to step in, and we're going to tell ourselves stories and this, and then make excuses, and I just want to get through this. But what we do is we just drag these things out. At the moment, you seem to be in your head where your focus is. You seem to be dragging things out more so and more so and more so. There's a negativity inside of you. Okay, you're talking smack. You don't need to. Just accept things for what they are. Yeah, I haven't done anything about that, or yeah, I struggle at that. That's okay. Because when we start to come back to that center point where we can be honest with ourselves, and that center point where we can just say, okay, this is where I'm at, the quicker, instead of beating ourselves up or focusing on what, from our perspective, there's something that we want and we can't see it from where we're at the moment, and we get all worried. Oh, why can't I see that? Oh, woe is me, and all this sort of stuff creeps in. But if we just focus on where we're walking on the path in the moment, we'll get further down the path, and then it'll come up again. And it just feels like There's too much focus on where you want to be at the moment, and not focus on where you're at, and concentrate on where you're placing your next foot at the moment. Okay. Because you're just creating, like, it feels, when we do that, we're so worried about where we're going to be at, and we've got to get there. We fall off the path, or we bang into trees because we're not looking at where we're placing our feet. Okay, and this is a climb. We're climbing a hill here, this experience. And your mind and your focus needs to come back to center yourself, to be looking at where you're placing your feet, where you're placing your next hand. What am I grabbing next? Not just look miles up to the top of the hill and go, I want to get there. Quick, let's just move. Because these things are coming up for you, and they're meant to be coming up. Okay? But when you look at your dreams and where you want to be, when we're too far ahead of ourselves, sometimes it's okay. We can make plans. But when we get out of the moment and we get into our head, we become really inefficient at where we're traveling at the moment. And so, Alison, it's just pulling yourself back at the moment. Pulling yourself, becoming centered. What do I need to do? What is my focus now? Okay. There's still self-judgment, like when stuff comes up. Okay, instead of judging, why is that coming up? What do I need to look at? Okay, it can be very confronting. These are healing times at the moment, but where you're putting your energy, the way you're going about things, you're making it harder for yourself. The universe is just saying, bring it back to center. Bring it back center. Because if you don't start looking at where your feet are on the ground at the moment, it's going to bring more frustration. It's going to bring more burden, more weight. Okay, so it's time for you to simplify and go within at the moment, like it is for a lot of people. It's that time. It's that shift is what's happening. Okay, less guarded and more open, more self, more internal. Okay, we don't have to tell everyone, oh, yeah, I'm right, I'm fine, I've got it all together. We all have, none of us have. Doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. We're taking the next step in our journey at the moment. And as you start to focus where your footsteps need to be in the moment, clarity will come. The answers will come. It's all there. It always has been. But your focus is somewhere else at the moment, and you need to pull it back. Okay? These expectations, too many expectations and ideals on oneself. We just got to bring it back into the game and just become centered. Okay? Then you'll be able to make your dreams real. I hope that's helped you, Alison.
Hi. You're at a point of uncertainty. Full of uncertainty. The uncertainty is actually good. It's a really good space to be in when you're uncertain of what your next move is or what your next direction is. Just go with the flow. You've been listening long enough time to understand that it is about us being present and allowing things to unfold as they are. Expectations will always create agitation within oneself. And so the more expectations you have, the more agitation there will be. Don't expect things, allow things to just be for what they are. Work on your heart chakra, because again, disappointment, I say disappointment, so whatever that is that's causing you to close yourself down. Again, working with your throat chakra as well, because you feel choked up. That's why I feel a little bit choked up at this moment. Not expressing yourself enough. And again, there's a lot to do with your surroundings. There's a lot happening around you at this moment where your focus is not you, it is what's happening around you. Whatever answers you're looking for that away, that again, more distractions, more disappointments, on expectations. Bring yourself back to yourself. Focus on yourself and allow yourself to just experience whatever it is. If you want to judge it to be right or wrong, you're going to miss out because there are lessons in everything that is occurring as well. So bring it back to yourself. Keep yourself grounded. You're too much in your mind at this moment. There's a lot happening. A lot is going on in your mind. So get out of your head. Be present. Feel where you are. Just allow things to unfold. Take time, care for yourself, because again, we all do this. When we're focusing external, when we focus on everybody else, we're missing ourselves. We ignore ourselves and we start to feel the agitation and the distress within the body. So take time for yourself. Focus on your chakras. Allow things to be for what they are, and just look. Speak. I think it's really important that you do speak. But when we speak, we release stress, especially when we're speaking from the heart, speaking our truth. We do release a lot of stress. So time for you to actually express exactly what you need to express. And, if someone doesn't like what you say, and as I keep saying to everyone else, it doesn't matter. You just need to express it. Your main area is your heart chakra, because it does feels like it wants to open, but you're sort of uncertain, cautious about certain things. So you need to trust yourself. You need to be more faithful within yourself. Trust yourself. Allow yourself to just experience whatever it is. And if it is hurtful, well, deal with it at that time. If it's lovely, well, you'll deal with it at that time as well. But if you don't allow that to come through, you're not going to experience it to learn whatever it is that you need to learn. It's coming from. Thank you, Alison.
Are you still taunting us, Angelita?
Yum, yum.
I think I need to change the background for Angelita. Is that better?
See, Adam, the thing is that God wanted to experience source, didn't realize it was source. So God itself is the original thought, and that from that thought created everything that we're experiencing at this moment, never realizing it was itself. It had to forget itself to rediscover itself. So it created itself to explore it. But it was never source exploring itself, because source itself is the exploration of itself at all times, which doesn't need to do that because it just knows itself. But that's which is part of it, which is just a thought it was more than what it is and needed to discover a lot more than what it is, never realizing it couldn't be any more than just a thought of source. Make sense?
Okay. Any more donations? No one wants to donate for a reading.
Thank you.
How am I gonna afford to buy all the chocolate that's around me now at the moment? I don't think I've got any chocolate in the house.
I'll send you some.
No.
No. He just has to check it first before it comes in the mail. He has to go
I'll
through
check it before you send anything out.
Voucher.
I'll send you the wrappings. I'll let you know that you were thought of.
That's it. Yeah, and then open each wrapping, and he was like, "This one was really good. You would have loved it, man." Yeah, note in each one. Okay. Who has been here? Carly, you've been here since the start of the show. Would you like a reading?
I think Carly left.
Did she?
Yeah, I think she said she could be back.
Carly Noble. To rock up and get the reading would be a noble thing to do once it's offered.
I think Carly had to go. So Carly, I think it's doing something at that moment.
Okay.
Hmm?
Should I do another number then?
You can do another one.
Okay. If you would like a reading and you have not had one, pick a number between 1 and 20. And the lucky person will get the lucky reading.
I agree with you, Adam. It is. Thought is just that. Now, once you put yourself to the point where I was speaking of, everything itself is a thought. What is thinking? The whole existence, in my opinion, is a thought. Within that thought are other thoughts, which creates other thoughts, which we call reality. How much of reality is just a thought? And therefore, is it real?
When Buddha and Jesus were just trying to teach us the same thing.
Have a good day, Rita. Enjoy. All the teachings, everything that I have read has led back to one aspect. It's always centering oneself. We can center and we have an understanding of centering by the language that we use. It's why I say we use this language as a tool. Once we acknowledge it's a tool, either the tool dictates who we are or we use this tool. Once one centers oneself, one acknowledges there is no such thing as a center. It is pretty much breaking. You see, we have a spell over us, and it's breaking that spell. We've been bound, and once we see that, so once we acknowledge certain things, looking at things in such a way that it doesn't matter what I describe at this moment, it's not. That one, the later one. I'm a figment of your imagination, as everybody is a figment of my imagination. Yes, and to understand that when we require something, that figment of our imagination is presented for a lesson or for some assistance at the right moment. Otherwise, it becomes a thought in one's mind that one has dealt with. As the moment unfolds, everything that is occurring right this moment becomes the past, a memory. Is that memory real, or is it just a thought?
I wasn't going to buy chocolate today, but damn you, Angelita. Okay, who would like a run-out reading?
Do I have value? I don't look at value in that sense. And what is reality in itself? At this moment, if I was to, after this moment, if you would like, and I never spoke to you again, would the message be in one's thought? And would that really not matter? You see, that which I am at this moment, which is just energy, which will dissipate at some point of time, if we want to work with time itself. That which is spoken and that which one holds on to, would that be not more important? Ignore the messenger. Listen to the message. That which we are is words. We play a story out, the one that has been programmed in us, that we think that that's the life that we need to live. And when we start to get to the messages to assist ourselves, it is only myself that I'm assisting. I accept myself to be a lot more than what one will see as myself to be. So I assist myself, and I'll only ever assist myself. And in that itself is everybody else that I see as myself. all these words that we use, names that we use, letters that we use. I can speak to you in many different forms. There are many ways to actually communicate. We are used to this form of communication. As we break this communication, there's a different communication behind this one. It is the same as past lives, or what we speak of past lives. That which is experiencing this vessel at this moment has had a different vessel before, as you have had many vessels. That which is experienced in this vessels is that which sees the timelines, as you were speaking about earlier. All those timelines are just vessels. If you're like you at that point that has had all those experiences, okay, they're all the timelines. Those experiences exist right this moment. We're all here for a reason. Some are aware, some are not. At this point of time, it's best that they're not. Much is shifting. One must acknowledge that which one can see for one's own eyes. That which is to be has yet to be. That which was has been observed. And what has been observed will not to be again. The reality created was to be dismissed, but once one dismisses that form of reality, that which has been dismissed is acknowledged and accepted, much deeper than what one has been offered. It is not with the words, but the words will guide that which is listening, and that which is listening is more important than the word itself. The observer has observed, has seen. The revelation, as I have spoken of, it has been revealed. We shall see that which is to be seen. It is observed. It is occurring. It is unfolding. The old cards of house is falling. The structure has been destroyed. Their ending is close. Dull. Dull.
Julie.
Well, no, you'll know the NPCs. NPCs plenty around. You're not an NPC. I'm no NPC, and I can tell you this much. Many here are not NPCs, but there are many NPCs. Many, many, many. Many. Look into cloning. I'll understand them a little bit better.
Or someone that can't break their programming. Pretty much the same thing.
Yes, pretty much. Well, yes and no. There's so much more than what we can possibly imagine. When we speak of NPC, we are speaking about soulless beings existing. Literally, no soul. There's no aspect of them. They are just dirt and remain dirt. We see a lot of them, heaps of them, everywhere.
It seems pointless. It'd be like a shoe with no bottom.
Imagine the numbers that we have been told on this planet. They say there's 7 billion people. Imagine how many of them are just not real. I've encountered enough to say, yeah, in my opinion, yes, they are real. Very much so. You encounter somebody and there's just nothing. Just absolute nothingness, no energy, no, just nothing. There's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to express with them.
Are they usually good talkers?
Oh, they can talk.
Themselves.
Oh, yes. They can talk. Yeah.
But it's empty.
But energetically, no, I feel the energy of an individual. I am aware of energy when I encounter these. No, and you also know them as well by what they do speak about, and a lot of them are in, unfortunately, authority positions. They've been placed. So the world is not. This is all. This world itself. Everything that is occurring has been planned. This is the narrative that's existed. This is what they wanted. This is what they got. It took them a long time to get here, but it was part of the plan. Everything happens for a reason. Everything that we see at this moment is happening exactly as it's supposed to.
Julie, are you still there? Hey, Carmen. You still there, Julie?
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, just keep your focus on your heart chakra, and as you focus on your heart chakra and you expand it outwards, fill your aura with it, and then those arrows that are coming around you, they're the ones. That's what you're picking up on. Your aura is clear. You don't get affected, but where you focus, because you've got a very strong focus, as you focus, you're actually drawing everything in. Remove that thought process. You see, positive and negative. If you look at things as positive and negative, just remember a battery. Without the positive or negative, I mean, it's useless, isn't it? And both are required for the story to be played out. It's not good or it's not evil. It just is.
Julie.
I get back to you. Come to Julie.
Oh, God, you two will be going at this all day. My God. Just get on the Discord. Just get on the Discord with him, Adam. I'll sit there and debate with him all day.
I don't apologize to him. He's fine.
Pull apart the seams of reality. Absolutely. With coffee, though. With coffee. Julie, there's so much expectation with things in your life right now trying to line up on the external. Okay, it seems to be overshadowing you. When's this going to happen? How's that going to work out? Okay, it's just everything is just you're looking around. Okay, and it just sort of feels like this is defining you now. Okay, too much. And look, you're trying to move forward, but there's some things that you just need to let go of, right? And understand that they're gonna unfold how they totally unfold. Okay, the first card I've got for you is the Shaman, trust in higher forces. Okay, which is like, yeah. But our actions and our thought forms can dictate how much we really, truly trust in higher forces. But what the problem is, I see it in the moment, is there seems to be too much attachment to the way things are going to work out, to the way things should be. We'd all like things to work out certain ways at the moment, certain things in our life. We all do. We have preferences. But when we get attached to those preferences, we create resistance. We become too much inside our head and we miss what's happening in the moment. At the moment, I've got the Sage card inverted, be devoted and committed. Okay, but the card that's shadowing that is the wise one, grow within your current situation. What can you pull out of a shitty situation or whatever you're going through at the moment? What can you pull out of it? Okay, we can go to reader, going, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Okay. Like the kid you're reading a kid a storybook. Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Next page. What's going to happen? How does it end? Okay. Now we do that, then the story is written for us. And we're not a part of it. It's just happening to us. But at the moment, the universe is asking you to look in to the moment and go, okay, what can you take? What can you learn? All these experiences are here at the moment, Julie, to teach you something about yourself, to help you grow, to help you know who you are, to help you strip back what you're not. This is all happening to you for a reason. The universe is asking you to tune in to find out the reason. Okay? Otherwise, we're just in the backseat of life, waiting for circumstances to play out. Wherever the driver takes us, that's where we end up. Time for you to step into the driver's seat and have more input into where you're headed in your life. Because at the moment, your advice card, your action card is the Lord. Take charge with authority. So as much now, we can take charge in aspects of our life, but at the moment, until you start looking for what you can learn about yourself, what you can learn, you can have an input into, looking at your patterns. Okay, this is what the universe is asking you to do. It's asking you to step into the driver's seat in your life right now. And this is going to be stressful. It's uncomfortable. Okay. But where does your focus want to be? Because when we're not in focus on what we're doing and where we're driving and where we are in the moment, run ahead, projecting all over the place. Okay. There are a lot of stuff that's beyond our control. It is what it is. Now we can resist with that and go, it's unfair, it's not my fault, this and that. Or we can go within and go, okay, what did I bring to the table? What was the interface point in what I did that did have control over that? Because we get ourselves into these things. We do. And there's always something to be learned. So if we can be honest and we can take charge, it can be stressful to look at some of these things. Start to see, what did you bring to the table? Are there any changes that you need to make? Because sometimes when we just go with the flow and then we go, oh, that's not fair, that happened to me. But we're the ones that put ourselves in harm's way to start with. It could have been years before, either way, through our decision making, through the process. But at the moment, the universe is saying, hey, time to start growing, time to start looking at oneself, time to be committed and devoted to you, trying to nurture yourself, time to learn. Because everything here, look down the bottom, I've got the great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Time to learn. Transformation is the last card. Okay, but this is a test for you. This is a test. This is what we ask for. We want to move forward. We want to grow. That's in the, well, if that's happened, okay, that's, everything happens for a reason. It's hard. I mean, we get heartbroken, but when we go into entitlement, I can look at one of my relationships, go, my ex-wife, she cheated on me, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. How's that going to help me? Playing the blame game. Or I can go, wait a second, let's look at the relationship and let's look what I brought to it. I'm not accountable. What she brought to the situation is her business. Okay, what I brought to this, I can't control her. What I brought to the situation was my business. You know, a season, a reason, a lifetime. But there's stuff here to learn about yourself. But if you're in the blame game, you're going to give your power away. And then we go into the chaos. We go into the victim mentality. We anchor that into the 3D. And then we become the victim. But if we can be brutally honest with ourselves, things will work out the way they work out. But if we can be brutally honest with ourselves and go, wait a sec, you know, we get so attached to these things and so set in our ways. And then we have all these expectations that we project on how we think things should be, that we miss everything in the moment that really is important. Okay? There is something to learn here. 2 years, 2 months, 28 years, 100 years. It's time. It's part of life. Okay? I'm not downplaying it. I'm just saying it is what it is. And it's time for you to have a look what you brought to the table, what you brought to the relationship, not to play the blame game with them, not to play the blame game with you, just to learn and understand yourself and how things happen. Because if we don't learn the lesson, we'll fall back into the same routine and it will happen again. So please get out of the blame game and just, being accountable for everything is not the blame game either, but it's the only interface we have with this universe. It's the interface. It's the only thing we can control. It's how we react and the choices we make involving it. But when you can just let things play out, learn what it is you need to be learned, process what needs to be processed, and not hang on to it, things will start to transform. When things start to transform, you open up the game. When you open up the game, opportunities start to open up as well. Okay, and the underlying energy for your reading is the Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. Or we can repeat the lesson. It's up to us. I hope that's helped you, Julie. It's stressful. It's hard. It hurts. That's okay, though. That's okay.
Hi, Julie. Julie, just bring your focus, the solar plexus. Now, it's actually your back. I want you to focus on towards your spine, middle of your spine, or where your solar plexus would be, to the right side. You're having any back problems? Is there something going on back area, around this area? Focus seems to be joined there at this moment. A lot of stuff. I see a lot of attachments behind you as well. There's a lot of things that you're holding on to, and it looks like all those attachments are just holding on to you, trying to pull you backwards into an old reality. And you do feel that you're ready to move forward, but something is going on that's uncertainty. You're expecting expectations, something. Whatever your personal stuff is happening at this moment, so I feel this is more deeper inside, something that's going on within you that not many would actually know about. And only those who need to at this moment. Stay focused on your grounding, work on your grounding, keep focus on your base chakra and your solar plexus. You have a lot of heaviness and a lot of darkness in the heart at this moment, the heart chakra area, but there's this pushing from the front, which is preventing you from moving forward. So you've got this thing pulling you from behind, but also pushing you backwards from the front of you, and that's at your heart chakra. The other one's at your solar plexus. Look for you. You're clear. You need a clearing. You need a really good, strong clearing. Okay. Yeah, I'm not one for Reiki. If anybody asks my opinion, this is my opinion. If anybody asks me for my opinion, if they should go and do Reiki, no. When you guys are symbolizing, those symbols are distorting a lot of things, and that could be a part of it. But yeah, there's a lot of blockages in the front and a lot of pulling from the behind. You're ungrounded and your base chakra is a little bit out. There's a lot of stuff going on around you, too much. Either you're not clearing yourself enough and you're carrying it all, or something else is there. But there's a lot that you're holding on to, and it's very energetic at this moment. So as I said, two things mainly: heart chakra, which is pushing you backwards, and whatever it is, all these, I wouldn't say the cords, but they do attachments that are pulling you backwards. So heart and solar plexus from behind. Clearing, look, do your cleansing, do whatever it is you do to keep yourself clear. Sage, Palo Santo, anything else. Oh, there you go. You know, the world goes the way the world goes. Lessons for you to be present. And maybe it's not what you're after. It does look, that itself to me just tells me that you're always looking for something to fill a gap that you're holding on to. You find the place where you yourself are comfortable with yourself. Find that. Be comfortable with you again. You've forgotten you. And that is a pain. We all do it. We've got to come back to ourselves. We've got to take care of ourselves, and that's the part that you need to do. Yeah, you know, it's all these words get thrown around. Empath, yes. Look, the more everyone's an empath, everybody actually feels everybody else. Just to get that out of the way, there's not one person, unless we speak about something else, but everybody's an empath. The only thing that we do is focus on things. It's where our mind is that prevents us from actually feeling. If you're an empath, you will know where it's all coming from and should be able to clear yourself, because it's all around you. There's the energy itself. There's not one moment that we can get to or be where there's no energy around us. Now, how that energy and what we're focusing on determines what energy comes to us. So where's your thought process? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking positive, or are you thinking about the hurt that's been done? You see, that's creating your environment. And that will be drawing more into that thought process itself. So as you think, that's what you're going to pull into. If you're thinking peaceful, if you're thinking happy, if you're thinking presence, if you're thinking calmness, well, you're going to also bring that in. Clairvoyance. So there you go. You should know all this. These are the things that we do. We take care of ourselves. Everything that's coming to us, well, we know it's coming to us. Is it me that's creating this, or is this coming externally? Most of the time, even the external is our own projection. So we're actually creating the situation to experience it. So yes, main areas, as I said, and I'll go back to that because that's the main two areas that I keep picking up on, is your heart chakra. Again, it's an energy that's pushing. So it's pushing you. And the energy behind your solar plexus, which is pulling you. And again, just looks like attachments, whatever you want to call them, cords, threads. It looks a little bit different, but along those lines. So that's something to work on, and keep yourself grounded. Work on your base chakra, because that can do with sun work. I hope that's assisted you.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one, Julie, because especially see you picking up other energies, you'll pick up on someone's lust, and then you'll read that as love and desire for you. Then we get sucked in. People get sucked in all the time.
Where you are, so you're focusing on the physical, and you're focusing on what was. Clairvoyance, I think they said. Clairvoyance. What are they telling you? What's your empathy telling you? What are you picking up on? Is it yours? Are you making it yours? Are you being fulfilled by what you pick up on and think that's just me? You are the creator of your own reality. You are creating your own reality. As you think, we're all creators of the reality that we're living right this moment. And how did we create it? The way that we're thinking. Thought is energy. Holding on to what it was, thinking about it, projecting it forwards, experiencing it. 23 years, Adam, and no, it doesn't hurt any less, knowing and seeing and feeling. adapting. We adapt, but it still does.
But that's okay. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's working with the lower 3 chakras. So we create because we're only satisfied with creation in the external world. So that's the 3D world. So we create to fulfill something that's lacking. We're all creators, whether we're conscious of it or not. Every one of us are creating this reality. It is a collective thought process that is creating the reality that we experience. Now, there's no difference in what one's experience is to another's. It's just the words that they apply to them. And you work with the senses itself, and we know how many senses we have. All those senses, everybody has them, and they activate particular situations, and we experience depending on which part is more active. All these energy points, we call them chakras. If we're not taking care of them, each one represents a particular stage that we're in. And it will create a situation for us as well that we need to deal with, to learn from, to move up to the next stage. So work from the bottom, which is where we are. We go from the base, work our way to the sacral, solar plexus, heart, and throat, third eye, connect to the crown. As we work on that aspect itself and we understand them and see how they're associated externally, we bring the association back internally afterwards and see how it's affecting us from within and how we are thinking that is creating the situation that we're experiencing.
Who's still here? Hasn't had a reading.
Yeah.
No one? Someone? Anyone?
Yes, positive mindsets. We learn, well, I can state it, but we learn to keep our focus in the present moment. And as we focus in the present moment, yes, we have ideals that we create for ourselves. How much we focus on them, well, that's the part of it that it can be distorted by the over focusing. So we have an idea that this is what we would like. We leave it, we put it out there and ignore it, forget it. If it's to come to us, it does. And most of the time it does. But if we're overthinking it, we start to distort by overthinking the situation.
And what do people see? And also, Julie, if we go looking for, I need someone with that connection and someone with that passion, and then we don't get to really know the person on a soul level, we're setting ourselves up for a roll of the dice again.
The real secret, for myself, the true secret is be happy with yourself in your own company, and then enjoy the company that comes to you. But if you're not comfortable with yourself, if you're not enjoying your own company, then what are you going to attract? When you're in your own space, what you will attract is those who can appreciate your space. Yeah, there's a lot more involved in that, of course, but that's
big conversation. Okay. If anyone would like a reading and has not had a reading, let us know, and I'll do run-out readings. Just as I said, run out river. Okay, Alicia. You got work to do. Long story short. Look. At the moment, look, Alicia, it's all about you spending that time doing the work, going within. Okay? This is where you're going to get breakthroughs. This is how you're going to benefit your current situation. I've got the Sage card. Be devoted, committed. That's inverted. And on your main pile, the High Priestess, harness that mystic power. That's inverted. You know what cards in between? The Hermit. Recharge. It's time for you to go within and put that time and effort into going within instead of looking external, because I've got the trader. Exchange of energies. Where your energies is at the moment is, you're looking everywhere. Okay, and it's hard because you've got emotions coming up, you've got stuff happening in your life, and this is focusing all over the place. But you're all over the place because you're focusing all over the place, running too much inside your head at the moment. Time to center oneself, bring it back, put in the time, doing the meditation, understand yourself, understand your energies, bring it all back to the basics, create that foundation. Because you're going to get through everything regardless. You'll get through it one way or the another. That is a certain. Okay, but down the bottom, there seems to be too many patterns, repeating patterns. Look, there's too much of your life that's on autopilot at the moment. Time to strip it back down, go within, do the work and go, okay, where am I repeating? Have a look at what you're still repeating. Okay, well, you've got to go balance yourself. You've got to go, boom, you've got to go into balance. Okay, too many distractions everywhere. Time to stand strong. Time to go, hey, look, I've got to do something about this. Otherwise, you start closing your heart off. Or what the universe usually does, it'll bring along a tower moment where you have to go within to fight for the right to keep your sanity and not from falling apart. It's called a tower moment. We can do the work ourselves, bring ourselves to the balance, or we can wait for the universe to bring in the hard lesson. It's up to us. But when things don't work out the way you want, as future moves on, and you keep repeating the same patterns, nothing's wrong with you. You just got to stand up and be strong and go, okay, look, I've got stuff to do. It gets overwhelming. You know, it gets overwhelming. It does, but we've got to dust ourselves off, put on some high vibrational music and do the work. Otherwise, we just keep going through it. You're stuck in the chaos at the moment. You need to do clearings, sage, alignment. You're all over the place. See, I don't know what's wrong with me. You've got to be committed to finding out where the problem is. The Sage card, the first card, be devoted and committed, inverted. Harness the mystic power. This is like taking, using all the information that we can and doing what needs to be done Okay, it's overwhelming. When all this stuff at the moment, everything's coming to the surface. It's overwhelming. It's hard. It's not easy. Warrior card. Be fearless and stand strong. You know what courage is not the absence of fear. Okay, well, it's time to stand strong and work out you. If you can't get yourself together and start to focus on yourself and bring yourself into balance, if you can't fix yourself, how are you going to fix something else? There's a lot of work that needs to be done on your behalf, and it's not going to fall on your lap. Okay? But if you can spend time YouTube. YouTube. Go and see a healer. Go to YouTube. Clearing. Okay? Get onto... There's meditations everywhere. Find one that likes. We only fail when we give up. Okay, you're curled up in the bottom of a hole now. Bottom of a pit. And the universe has got hands reaching down to you, but you can't reach the hands to pull out. You're overwhelmed. But until you stand up and go, okay, look, I want to change these things, and stand up at the bottom of that hole, then you can reach the help. But you have to stand up and start to help yourself and start to get help. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable. But it's hard. Yeah, you can go somewhere to meditate, or leave your house to go and meditate or do something. But look, the way things are going now, you're just going around in circles. You're going around in patterns, and you're creating so much anxiety and stress for yourself that you're just engulfed in it. You need to break the cycle, Alicia. You need to break that cycle. You're the only one that can break that cycle. Okay, please break that cycle. I know it's hard, but we're going to do it. I hope that's helped you.
You've put too many expectations on yourself, Alicia. What are you comparing yourself to, which you believe that you're failing? To fail means that you're comparing yourself to something that hasn't failed. Don't compare. Instead of focusing on what you believe you're failing at, focus on what you're not failing at. Change your perspective, change the way that you're seeing things. Everything happens for a reason. And as you can accept that things happen for a reason, you might not like them. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen though. So as we accept them for what they are, it might be something that you're just missing. But by focusing on the negative aspect of it, you will miss a lot of what is occurring because you think you're failing. You're not failing. No one's failing. You just need to progress and be more truthful with yourself to where you stand right now. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Don't think about what's going to happen tomorrow. What's going to make you or put you back into a position you're feeling very confident with yourself. and not about somebody else. You just bring your focus back to you. As Brooke mentioned, there are a lot of you can just jump on YouTube, type in meditation. What you require is more positive thinking at this moment. You just need to be more positive with yourself. Go into the basics of chakras and understand how they work. It is yourself. It's not external. It is all yourself. It is your thinking. It's what you're thinking about, why you're thinking it, what you're seeing. And what you're seeing is you're creating a reality around you which is uncertain. It's actually really good to be uncertain, by the way. But as you appreciate and accept what is occurring, and it is occurring, whatever it is, that's what you say, okay, well, this is occurring. How's it assisting me? What is it I need to see in this? What is it that I'm not seeing in this? Maybe it's time to end things. Maybe it's time for new beginnings. You won't know if you're holding on to what it was. So it is time to just start letting go, thinking about more positive, and don't think you're failing. Just accept that there is a change and a shift occurring. And that is what's actually occurring with you at the moment. And it is happening collectively as well. The House of Cards has collapsed. The tower, as Brooke mentioned, it's over. It's crumbling. It's all around us. We can see it if we know what we're looking for. But if you're focusing on what has happened, you won't see what is happening. So keep your focus on what is happening and learn from what is happening, and you'll see that there's things that will be very beneficial. But if you're focusing on the negative aspect of it, you'll miss a lot of it. I hope that assists.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Stathi. Thank you for coming here today.
Woohoo. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend.
I was going to say thank you for making the effort, people, for getting off your butts and coming to the show, but you're probably sitting back on the couch. Get on here, that's it. Here's a coffee. Get the bickies out. No, you're right. I'm just razzing you up. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you, Cindy, for helping us out. Thank you, everyone. Please
ban Cindy.
Ban Cindy. Do we have to? What happened to ban Cindy? I know what you mean. Is it there? Ban Cindy? There you go, ban Cindy. I didn't know Cindy was in a band. Oh, just as well you're hanging, because she threatened to hit you with that, didn't she? If you would.
That's why I grabbed it.
That's why you grabbed it. Okay, that's it. Clearing. Okay. Have a good one, people. We'll see you next time we come on. Until then, have fun and bye.
Bye.